Hey, what's going on YouTube? Question for everyone that's thinking about launching, beginning, researching their Amazon automated FBA business, and they're thinking about it, but they just have a whole slew of questions. This video is for you. I was recently turned on to a business opportunity from a friend, our buddy Mel, and he keeps his ear to the street. He's in the marketing, into all types of sales and click funnels and all types of stuff on the internet. So he's really wise and very keen on the latest and greatest of products and whatnot. Shopify, AliExpress. So he's basically my business partner. We've done a venture with each other, and I entrust him in a lot of his input, especially when it comes to the internet. So he basically gave me an idea, and we were talking about it, and I began to research it. Fortunately, I'm in a position where my wife and we might be able to pull the trigger on opening this Amazon store, but it's a really big investment, and I'm not going to do anything without due diligence and ensuring that all the angles are covered from a legal standpoint, from a profit margin standpoint, and just to ensure that it yields a decent rate of return. So upon further inspection, I've been really just scouring the internet with anything I could get my hands on, from drop shipping to FBA, and just researching the heck out of any type of testimonials I could get out of YouTube or Reddit or Facebook, and it's been quite an experience. I've only been researching this for, to be honest with you, probably about a week, but literally it's been videos all day. Anytime I'm in the car, before the gym. My wife's sick of it to this point, but I need to make sure that the decision I make is the right one, and it's backed by as much evidence and as much proof and validation that I can do for this investment. So for people that are in my situation, I decided, what a better idea than to document everything and to put it out there, and to follow my steps from where I'm at now up until, if I do it, investment, and to give you guys all the information along the way, whether it works out or it doesn't. Because the biggest gripe that I have at this point is there's nothing on YouTube, there's nothing on the internet that's legitimate, that shows either side of the coin for businesses that have succeeded or for those that have failed. So first of all, before I get into the specifics, let me start off by explaining a little bit of the business for those that are, that were unfortunately clickbaited into the video. So you're thinking about starting an Amazon, basically it's an automated FBA business, okay? FBA basically is like a drop shipping, but FBA means it's filled by Amazon, okay? In one of its warehouses, they fill the orders. From what I've researched and read and listened to, it's different than drop shipping, because at first I was interested in drop shipping, but I learned very quickly that, for one, it's illegal, because the terms of service, the legalities indicate that indeed it's illegal activity, okay? It's very hard to find and track down and waste time and energy for Amazon, but it is illegal. So why would you even open a business if you know that it's just a matter of time? They don't want you to open numerous accounts. One person, numerous accounts. Do people do it? Again, anything that I talk about is what I've been able to research so far. Do people open up different accounts and they have multiple streams of income doing the same thing? Yes. But is it worth it? No. In my opinion, no, because at the end of the day, it's illegal. And what happens to your investment and everything that's riding on that when you get caught? Doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I'm leaning more towards the FBA route. So for one, you have an online Amazon store that's filled, by Amazon themselves, the orders from their different centers throughout the world. So what these companies do, and I'm talking about 3 specifically, is they do all the behind the scenes work, okay? Now, from how it was explained to me, if you're pretty savvy in the computer realm, and you understand drop shipping and understand how to get a business like this going, it's not too difficult. The hard part is mastering the products that are hot, that people are buying, and then competing with everyone else that, has caught on to those trends, and pricing them, low enough so that it grabs the attention for the buyer, but not so low where you beat everyone else, but then you're not getting a profit. So for example, let's say a pair of shoes, that's the hot item, right? Let's say they're $50. You need to mark it up enough to where you're making profit, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to pay taxes. At least 33.3% is the going rate, right, for being 1099 self-employed. So you're gonna have to mark it up at least that, minus all your other fixed costs and whatnot. You have a good tax guy. That's a whole nother topic at the end of the year. But so case in point, you're battling for competition, but you're still trying to walk away with most profit, right? There are cases where you're selling a high number of items. Okay, so you have a high gross revenue in sales, but because there's not that much profit, I've heard stories and have seen and read where you're actually negative. So, as I was explaining to a friend, for example, let's say I wanted to sell his truck. I buy his truck for $15,000. I sell it for $15,500. So 15,500 is basically the gross revenue, total sales, right? So it's a high number, 15,500. But you're only profiting $500. That's the difference. There are 2 different sets of numbers that you have to be aware of. Same thing with, FBA, automated drop shipping. You could sell 50,000, 100,000, but the company I'm looking at right now, they're saying that their profit margin is 25 to 50%. Okay, they only sell items that they're virtual assistants, and that's a whole nother topic, whether they're helpers, the people behind the scenes that are actually picking these hot items and placing them, on all their clients' Amazon accounts. Whether these items are, if there's a profit there. There are cases where there's minimal profit, because again, you're competing. But these virtual assistants are basically dictating whether your business fails or succeeds. Some are third parties overseas, India, Pakistan, and some of these companies are claiming they do everything in-house with their team. I need to specify that. That's a question that I'm gonna have to bring up to the sales rep, and we've been going back and forth. Let's see, on Veterans Day, I had an appointment at 8:30 in the morning with him. Asked him a whole slew of questions. This particular guy, this company is well known. He's located up north in Canada, okay? I was originally turned on to the idea, first with drop shipping, Amazon, by another gentleman from Massachusetts, him and his whole team. He has a whole video of Vimeo's testimonies. And to be honest with you, it makes me question whether the whole thing is staged. Okay, as far as a business practice, it sort of turns me off when I see all types of flashy cars and, I'm a big baller, I'm gonna go buy this and this house and that. Okay, I'm not concerned with that. I get it, it's a marketing ploy, but if you think about it, is that, for me, I went with my gut and I wasn't feeling it. It's like, why are you trying to entice me with, the bottle service and the Lamborghini and the Rolls Royce and flashy stuff? It's like, you're not gonna hook me. You're gonna hook me with what the contract states, the legal perspective of, this is my investment, these are the terms and conditions of this business relationship we have. See, that's how you're gonna hook me. So that's what I'm really honing in and basing my decision, because it's not just me, it's me, my wife, and our daughter in our household. Now, a little bit about myself. Fortunately, I have a good paying job, both my wife and I, and we're at a point where I'm thinking about, my wife has other ventures going on, but I'm thinking about making this investment because it's time. I want a solid rate of return. So I went through the banks and the mutual funds and the stocks and the swing trading, and there's all types of things you can do. This one jumped out at me because of the numbers, if it's legit. So I'm beginning my journey, I'm documenting it all. This is where I'm at. My wife's sick of me playing the videos and talking about Amazon automated FBA, but it's the hot ticket right now. And I want to put this out there for those that are, in my shoes, in a similar situation, and you're just researching the crap out of it. So I had a conversation, let's get back to the phone call. I had a conversation on Veterans Day. Today is, what is today? November 12th, 2019. Last Friday, I had a conversation yesterday. Had a conversation at 8:30, and the gentleman came off really polite, very professional. We built a nice rapport. I was asking him just straight up questions. I actually brought up the other competitor from Massachusetts, and there's another Indian guy who's selling a similar program. And explain, hey, the comments all on the YouTube, a lot of people are saying this is a scam. So, how does it work? And how can I guarantee that I'm gonna make my money back? How long does it take? What's the profit? What's the profit margin? The gross. Then after that, the actual profit, and then from the profit, the cut. So the first gentleman that I researched from Massachusetts was drop shipping, and his whole thing was $25K to start up, okay? And then the first up to 90 days, you're gonna pay a monthly payment of, I think it was like $300. After you start making money up to 90 days, they'll convert you from the $300 a month to now you're making profit. And that could be after the first month, the second month, but for sure by the third month, 90 days. That'll convert from that monthly payment of $300 to 30% cut. Drop shipping. Started researching it more, sounded cool, sparked opinion, went through all the testimonies, stayed up late until my battery on my cell phone died. And then that's when I realized drop shipping probably is not the way I want to go because of the terms of service and the legalities. Moving on to FBA, fueled by Amazon, pretty much very similar business, if not the same. A lot more I need to learn about it as far as private label. And, if you're sourcing, let's say, a product from China, you label it to say it's, you slap your label on it. You have to do everything yourself. And you blow it up and it's yours, so to speak. So that's a whole other avenue I want to research more and how I can incorporate that with what they're already going to be doing automatically. So moving on to my phone call from the company from Canada, and we've been going back and forth on, via text. Tonight, this evening, after the gym, we were going back and forth. Again, I'm hitting him with questions like, in the event and with the FBA, with this company from Canada, one thing I did like, now it's 30,000 startup, but what I did like in contract, in writing, and I have the contract via email. He emailed it to me, and he texted it to me so I could have a copy. I'm gonna run it by my buddy. He has access to Legal Shield, or run it by an attorney and see what he says. Is what I'm planning on doing. But they give you a money back guaranteed. 18 months into it, at least 18 months. If you're not satisfied, they will give you the 30 grand back minus any profit that you took, right? In writing. A few questions come up. Hopefully you don't have to go down that route, but it's good peace of mind, let's be honest, if it's in writing. But for me, common sense is number 2, I'm gonna have to get an attorney if I really wanna go down that route and sue this individual, if I can find him, because again, he's in Canada. I looked that company up on the Better Business Bureau, and they had good ratings, but there were only 2 comments. And those 2 comments were on the same day. I think it was July 2nd, right? It's fishy. I know about the Better Business Bureau. I don't want to badmouth them, but I've heard that basically you could pay to play with the BBB. You pay a monthly fee, subscribe, whatever. You get the reviews, right? In the past business in real estate years ago, the broker explained that to me with the company I was at. That's how it worked. He thought it was a sham, so he really didn't give in to the BBB, because some of the clients were asking, me, and I had to ask the boss. So anyways, I looked up that company, and it strikes me because there aren't any good, excellent ratings. Hey, I'm making all this money, but then you don't see anything bad either. Okay, and if you look at the dates when all this stuff started, I mean, it started like in 2018, a long time ago. But yet I still don't see people on YouTube saying, I'm freaking rich, or you know what, this dude's a scam. I see a lot of comments, and I have come across a few videos, 2 or 3, of younger individuals breaking down the numbers, and they sound like they're seasoned vets, with drop shipping and FBA and Shopify and all this. They understand what's going on, and they break down the numbers, how it's not really possible, how it's a scam, how, I don't know if that's just made up because they're hating. I don't know if that's maybe a competitor. I don't know if they're trying to give sound advice. I take it for, this is where I'm at, and I'm paying attention to everything at this point. So I'm gonna continue to do my research, and I'm gonna decide. I do like the money back guarantee. 30K is a big investment, but if I'm able to make, they're talking 6 to 8 months. That number jumps around. Talk about making that investment back. And the way this program works is 30 grand I give them. Okay, I still need money to float the merchandise. So when a seller goes and buys off my store, I have to pay the middleman, basically. I gotta pay the Amazon, or I have to pay the supplier, right? So that's when I take my credit card out. Now Amazon, so then that product goes straight to the buyer. They get their product, they're happy. However, now I have money that I owe on my credit card. Fortunately, that bill comes around every 30 days. and Amazon pays out every 14 days. So the idea here is to rack up everything on the credit card through the suppliers from people buying my products. And then when Amazon pays me, that amount is more than what's on my credit card, and that's my profit, okay, minus the cut. So that's how it's gonna work. Now, obviously, the more credit you have, hopefully it brings in more traffic so people could buy your more product, so you could give them, you could put it all on your credit. You could float that money. If you could only float $10,000 and then you reached your max where you're locked out at 10%, let's say profit margin's 25%, you made 2,500. Let's say for that month, it's because it's easier with numbers. Say it's 30%. They're calculating the profits 25 to 50. Let's say it's $3,000. Okay, well, you gotta remember that they're taking their cut. They're 30%. Okay, so $3,000, they take 900, and I take the rest, 21. It's not bad. That's not bad off 10 G's I have to float. But could you imagine if I had a credit of 20 G's and they kept going, 50 G's, 100,000 monthly revenue, and I take 25,000 from there, minus the 30% split, and I take 70. So that's how the game works, and we'll see. We'll see. I'm still trying to punch holes in it. I'm still trying to figure it out and verify. And in the event that it is a scam, the legal documentation, I think, will supersede. So that's where I'm at. I've learned a lot from another gentleman. I think he's nothing more than an affiliate for the company in Massachusetts. I've emailed him. I've done what he recommends on his YouTube channel, and subscribed on Facebook, and went through Messenger. He wrote me back a few times on Messenger to no avail. All he does is redirect and say, did you go through YouTube and do what I asked you? Well, yeah, that was step number 1. I'm at step number 2 now. So are you gonna schedule this phone call with me or not? It tells me that he's not organized, and it tells me that he doesn't have, maybe he's blowing up too quickly, but he doesn't have a plan in place to take on the volume of calls. So maybe he needs to upgrade the program. It was then I contacted another company, the one that I'm serious about now, from Canada, and everything was automated. Boom. Appointment this day or in the morning, and I had to wait like a day or two. And they text me before, they shot me an email, we're an hour out, you better get ready, type of thing. So I was like, okay, they're staging it, warming me up, and indeed he called. So I was like, okay, they have a system in place. They're ready, they're professional, and all that is a reflection of their business. So I took note of that, and sales rep was he's been cool, really cool so far. We've been going back via text, and he sent me another copy of the contract so I can review. And I've been nothing but transparent with him, and he's been completely transparent with me. Yes, they're gonna ask you, do you have the money? Yes, they're gonna ask you what your credit score is, because you're gonna need credit to float that money, for the product. They're gonna ask you if you have any collections. Obviously, it's gonna affect your credit. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna continue to give it thought and research it as much as I can from here on out. And I definitely will be, this is my new channel for this, and I'm trying to put it out there for everyone that's in a similar situation. And I'll be giving you the good, the bad, the ugly. Whether the results are good or they're bad, if it's a scam, I got ripped off, whether I'm making money, I'm hopefully I can turn my phone around and refresh and show you guys like, hey, you're getting me on the front side of all this. I'm a typical 9-to-5 guy with some extra money that I want to invest. I'm doing my homework, I'm broadcasting it, and I'll be giving you guys live updates. Not live, but you know what I mean, updates along the way. So until then, guys, take care, do your research, and we'll talk soon.